Lawmakers, as things start to wrap up, is rent stabilization. Last night, a deal was reached on a hotly contested legislation to annually cap rent increases. As we previously reported, House Bill 1217 passed out of the lower chamber with a 7% cap on rent increases. But some concerned Democrats in the Senate bumped it up to 10% plus inflation. A handful of lawmakers from the House and Senate worked on a compromise in which annual increases would be capped at the lesser of 10% or 7% plus inflation with limited exceptions. The cap and other provisions under this bill would expire in 15 years. Rent increases for manufactured and mobile home renters would be capped at a 5% a year with no expiration date. Democratic lawmakers who worked on the compromise say while they wish they didn't have to increase the cap, this is a first step in the right direction for renters.
On the whole, this bill will provide meaningful protections for Washingtonians and predictability, which for folks that are renting and don't know what those rent increases will be, knowing and having that consistency and that predictability, I think is going to provide a lot of relief for people.
Republicans have been staunchly opposed to the legislation, regardless of how high the increase cap goes. They've consistently raised concerns that limiting rent increases an overreach that'll hurt housing supply and disregards landlords.
I do believe that the policy that's before me tonight is going to be devastating for our housing providers, and we need housing providers to be a part of the solution in the housing crisis that we have.
The compromise will still have to be voted on by both chambers sometime this weekend. It's unclear how the changes will impact those Senate Democrats who advocated for a higher cap out of concern. Also casting a shadow is what Governor Ferguson could do here. He declined to tell reporters where he stands on this bill, saying he's having conversations with all lawmakers about their concerns and letting the process play out.